Well, about I guess a little over 2 weeks ago now, on the 10th of May, we woke up to this. This is our west side of our property, and about the middle of the yard next door, about a 200 plus tall pine tree decided to snap, fly over this way. That area right there is was a garden, a little garden I had going. It was an herb garden, and rosemary in there, and thyme, and several mint plants, and a little key lime tree that wasn't doing well because I had transplanted it there, and it was became very shady. Now it's not so much. This tree came down. It took out my prized citrus tree, which was a navel orange tree that was just, I don't know, where the setting and where it was sitting and everything else. It was just the best oranges. I mean, I can't tell you. And everybody that we gave those oranges to, everybody said the same thing. These are the best oranges. No, there's a little stump there now. Well, I hope it grows back, but I have my doubts. We've cleared everything up now, or for the most part. We still have some, there's still some nooks and crannies. We don't have that big of a lot, but it's fairly big. It's a little over 3/4 of an acre. And we have some woods behind us, and, car got a little bit damaged. Took out the windshield and cracked it. I mean, it didn't bust through it, and it dented the hood a little bit, and knocked the little Toyota insignia off the front, which we found in the debris when we were kind of cleaning up. And the neighbors were very kind and helped us out, especially Tomoko. She was really very kind. We still haven't figured out a way to pay her back, but there's no way that we could have done it. I'm just getting to be too old. And but I have been going out there. I actually worked out in the yard last week for almost 2.5 hours one day. I've been going out every day. I even went today. I'm a little, still a little sweaty. It's 93 degrees the end of May, which that isn't so over the top, but usually we don't even hit the 90s, and used to be. Now we hit the 90s in May. It used to be you didn't hit the 90s till maybe 1st of June, middle of June. Now it's summer starts in May. And I planted my garden, and anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So we went pretty unscathed compared to so many other people. I put a metal roof on this house about 6 years ago, and we're the only people on our block that don't have a tarp on our roof in some form or fashion. Like that comedian guy said, it's not that the wind is blowing, it's what the wind is blowing. People over here next door had a probably about like so projectile boom, go right through their roof, sticking out, pine tree sticking out. And I don't know, I haven't gone over to look at it. Being a contractor and all, I should have, but, there's the Mr. Macho thing going on with the neighbor, and I don't want to get in the way of any of that. You have at it, boss, So, but they've been pretty nice. I mean, I got no complaints, really. We got in the process of clearing, we paid $1,000 for this crew to come in. And, we went in with the next door neighbor because you can see that it goes back into their yard as well. And, the tree that I'd say that I did a rough count on the rings on the tree, and that tree was probably close to 100 years old, maybe a little bit more. And so I don't know if I said, that we were lucky. We were very lucky. It would have been. We were just basically inches away from getting smashed up. Now, our house, our bottom story is all old Florida cinder block. We have poured concrete walls that are, 5 and 6 inches thick, which is pretty amazing, really. We have a safe room with my bathroom, which, trust me, nobody, no woman that has ever walked in my bathroom thinks it's a safe room. But anyway, it's a lot cleaner than it was, because when they were clearing everything out in the back, they ran over an old galvanized sprinkler system. It was probably sticking out of the ground like I don't know, 1.5 feet, 2 feet. Had an old hose bib on it. Anyway, they had a I don't know what not a case, Bobcat kind of deal that had the claws on the front to pick up debris, and that thing could pick up a pretty healthy log that was 5 feet long and cart it up to the street. Anyway, they rode over all of that. The only thing that kind of made me mad about it was that it's obvious, it was an obvious thing. It was sitting there spewing water out of it, and they just left and didn't say anything to us. So I didn't even discover it till the next day. I kind of went out, and they left it just around my dinner time, so I would, stripped down to my undies and my night clothes. Went to turn my phone on. We did go ahead and get I had a generator, not a pull generator. We had power about 7 days after all this happened, and it wasn't the fact that we were, didn't have AC, and it was some of the hottest days on record coming up, and I think one of the days afterwards was 15 degrees hotter than the May average. It got over 100, But anyway, my wife found a vacancy in a hotel, so we went there and charged all our batteries, and got our phones all up to snuff, and you know, they didn't have any HBO or anything like that on. They just had basic television. But we watched, the news, which was in the local and national and international news. It was all just horrific. But at least we had something to stare at besides our little tiny phones. That gets really old after a while. Let's see. I don't want to dwell on. I took tons of footage, and I have a whole pile of more pictures of destruction in the neighborhood. Pine trees that just went through the middle of people's houses. Lives destroyed, really. There's an old couple that lived down the street that the neighbors have been trying to help, but they're so stoic. They don't need any help from anybody, kind of thing. He's 81, and she's at least as old as me, or maybe a little older, in her late 70s. They're quite a pair, and I guess they just don't want to be beholden to anybody, but they didn't have any insurance for their house because, well, the insurance here in Florida has just costed people out of the insurance. If you own your own house and you're not beholden to a bank, a lot of people just go, screw it, I'll just, with that kind of money I'm paying for insurance, I could just, put $300 or $400 in the bank. Insurance in Florida has gone from $1,200-$1,400 a year to $14,000 a year, and there's plenty of people that just can't afford it. So anyway, there's so many stories. Literally, I don't know how many houses have been destroyed in our neighborhood, but it's an older neighborhood. We're only about 2 miles from downtown, and I was going to make a big, long, elaborate video and show all this, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just making this video to kind of tell people where I've been, because I've been gone off of this platform for about a month, and over 2 weeks of that is because of this. I was going to make a video. I have been known to take breaks for a week or two from making videos, and all the stuff that was going on, and the trials in New York and all that kind of stuff was also interesting, and I just, I didn't want to trivial up the airways with my silly little Linux stuff and whatever. So anyway, for all my friends and family and anybody that's left that even cares at all about me, which is, I don't know how many people, probably not too many, but just let you know we're all right. Now we have cable on. That's another reason I can make this. We just haven't had cable. We had cable Thursday. This is Sunday the 26th. I think we got it on Thursday the 23rd. So almost 2 weeks from when everything went out. We had, T-Mobile Sky thing, so we had that kind of internet. But I kept getting notices from T-Mobile. Well, you're using up this much data and that much data, and I couldn't remember. I thought, well, data? What's our data situation? I guess we'll find out. The bills are going to roll in. You know, I guess we'll pay and probably have to pay in full everything. Maybe our power bill will be down because we had a week of no power. But who knows? I will say the only thing about this that's a little, they just got a whole bunch of Tallahassee got a check for infrastructure from, the infrastructure bill that got passed, $30 million. And what did our local city council decide to do? Make seats for the wealthy to sit up in the stands at the FSU stadium. And there was a group of people that were citizens of the city that went to the meeting and were going, look, there's so many things that money could be used for to improve the lives of the communities. They weren't even allowed to go to the meeting. It's just, Florida. Well, in any case, I don't want to get into complaining. I don't have a hell of a lot to be happy clappy about, but other than we're fine, and we are going to do what we can to maybe help some people if we can. My wife's already donated some money to some GoFundMe's that we have in the neighborhood, and we've been giving away books and magazines. Some people have been asking for things like that. We had to clean out all our food. The refrigerator, we kind of kept it going for a while. We bought some ice bags and put it in there, but finally the refrigerator started stinking a bit, and that was after about 5-6 days. So cleared that all out, spit shined the refrigerator, and I have an old Coleman stove, so we whipped that out, and we were able to have our weird coffee that we drink, and I had some we cooked some food for 2 or 3 nights until the stuff we were pulling out of the freezer and the refrigerator was getting kind of iffy, And then the other main thing that happened was these people in their gasoline-powered generators. During the day, there's just nothing but chainsaws, trucks, and as it should be. There's still, every day, there's chainsaws going on, even like today. Somebody somewhere. And I forget what the hell I was even talking about, to tell you the truth. I'm kind of a space cadet here. So I'm just going to leave it alone. The Tallahassee Tornadoes, first time in recorded any kind of history that tornadoes have touched Tallahassee. We have had some tornadoes like go up north, up through the southern Georgia. I'm sure there's been some that have formed during hurricanes and things like that, but you know, this is a pretty good sized small city. I mean, I think we have a metropolitan area of about 175,000 and something like that. So, and it came roaring right up into, our neighborhood and a couple of neighborhoods over and all the way in on the other side. So, and three of them, and they all came into town. Thanks, guys. So anyway, that's the end of that. Um, I don't know what I'm going to do with all the footage I have of the wreckage and destroyed houses and things, but I don't even want to show that crap because, anybody that wants to look at all that, they can go online and see it. I might make up a video without me talking that's just destroyed houses, but I don't even like doing that. I feel that feels kind of, you know, if there was some, if I thought it was helping anybody, I would do it, but I don't know that that's helping anything other than making people feel bad. And I don't know if I owned a house that was destroyed like that and somebody else took pictures and put it on the internet. I just feel like that might be a little weird too. I don't know that it is, but I'm just saying the thoughts that stumble around in my mind. Anyway, I'm just going to leave it there. For all you people that have been in tornadoes and had their neighborhoods and little towns destroyed, my heart goes out to you. I now know exactly how it feels. This place is never going to be the same. I think that's safe to say. Never going to be the same. There's a fundraising thing here, a T-shirt that says the Nini Nados or something like that. The nickname for our neighborhood are the Ninis because all the streets are called, the last part of the street is Nini, which means trail, and Cherokee. All the streets are named in Cherokee in this neighborhood. That's why it's called Indian Head. And then there's a black neighborhood called Lehigh that is really part of it. But, as we live in America and our neighborhoods are segregated, basically. Not really. In our neighborhood, we have kind of mixed areas in our neighborhood. But, well, that's enough. Adios, my friends, and buenos dias. You find this stupid off button.